What's going on, guys? This is Eamon. In this video I thought I'd do something different. I'm going to go over some Facebook ads that I got from Facebook ads library. I'm just going to critique them for you. And I've also got one example of a good one. And if you want to know what I think about all this stuff and what the best way to make your ads is, I'm going to have some videos linked throughout this video. And you also find them in the description. So if you go through there, I go through this stuff in a more systematic way. But anyway, this is the first ad that I found. And you're going to see with most of these that they've only been running for like less than a day. So for a lot of these people, it might be their first time running an ad, so it's just good to keep that in mind. So this is the first ad, and before we get to the copy, you can see here they've got a bunch of pictures like this. So this is called a carousel ad, and their call to action is call now. So they're having people see the ad and then call them to get in touch. Now, I don't think this is a good way of running ads on Facebook because you're a lot less likely to get people clicking on your ad and calling you than you are just asking them to leave their information. They're a lot more likely to do that because having them call you, that's a really big commitment for somebody to make when they weren't even searching for your services. Now, this works fine on your website or on Google, that's perfectly fine. But on Facebook, it just wouldn't work as well. You're much better off either having somebody message you, so they just click to message you, and then they can send like certain answers that you already have pre-populated, so they don't even have to write anything down. You just have the option for them, and they click on it, and then you can ask them to type some things. Obviously, you want there to be some commitment on their end. Or my preferred method is just to use an instant form. So have a form come up that asks them ideally a couple of qualifying questions, and then name, email, phone number, and then again, ideally, you have that connected to a CRM, which will start following up with them. But the most important thing is that you capture their information in the first place with a little bit of, qualifying. I've gone over this in previous videos, but the idea is that you want to have a balance between quantity and quality of leads. So the more difficult you make it to get in contact with you, the more you're going to pay for each lead, but the higher quality they'll be. So you just have to keep playing with that dial until you find something that works for you. And as far as the ad copy, you can see they've got the name of the company, painting contractor serving their area, free estimates, interior, exterior, and then they're just basically just listing their services. Now, I don't think this is the best way to go about this when it comes to ad copy. I went over this in the full-length video I made about how to run your own Facebook ads, but ideally you want to have an offer. You want to give people a reason to actually click on this ad and not continue scrolling. That's the whole idea with Facebook, is that first you want your creative to be engaging, to stop the scroll, and then you want them to ideally watch your creative, your video, which is better than pictures, and you want to have an offer, something that gives them a reason to get in contact with you today, and not just continue on about their day. And here there really isn't any reason to get in touch with this person. This is just like a what I've heard somebody call a "we exist" ad. So it's just saying, here we are, this is what we do, and that's pretty much it. So there's really nothing in it for a potential lead. So you want to offer them something. So that's what I think of this ad. And I've actually said before that I don't actually like these carousel ads, just because it's very obvious that it's an ad, because you can't really have this kind of format of ad. You can't really have this kind of format in an organic Facebook post, and you want your ads to blend in with the organic posts. So when people see this, they'll immediately know it's an ad. And if it's just a bunch of pictures from your portfolio, then, like I said, their brain is going to recognize it immediately. They're going to continue scrolling. So there's nothing here for them. So that's the first one. Now let's look at the second one. All right, and this is the second ad. Now you can see, like I said, only been running for 21 hours, so it might be their first time. Um, Now let's look at their ad creative first, like we did last time. First, you can see that their call to action is send message, so I think that's pretty good. It's better than having people call you. And the problem with their ad is it just looks too much like an ad. It looks like a flyer. People immediately just register this as an ad and they'll just continue scrolling. So I don't think this would work as well as something that kind of blends in with the other type of content that you find on Facebook. And if you want to get an idea of what I mean, then just scroll through your Facebook or your Instagram feed. Maybe go to the explore page on Instagram and you'll see the kind of things that painting companies are posting. Those videos of them working. I've made a video on the kind of creatives that work, and that's much better than having something like this that's just so clearly an ad. Just by scrolling past it, people will immediately recognize it as an ad, and they won't want to spend time on it. Like, it's not going to catch their eye in the first place. And as far as their ad copy, I think it's a bit better than what we saw before. There's a few emojis and stuff. Transform your spaces with quality paint that impresses and lasts for years. Call us today, and they've got their phone number here. The thing is, nobody's going to call this, so this isn't click to call. So when people see this on Facebook, this isn't going to be in blue or anything. So when they click on it, it's not going to take them to their dialer so they can call you. And same with the email. If they click on it, it's not going to take them to their email app where they can email you. Now the website will be in blue, you see there. If I click on that, it's going to take me to their website. But generally on Facebook, people aren't going to do that. They want to stay on Facebook. That's why it's best to just have this one call to action. Because that's the thing with this ad. There's too many calls to action. So there's send message. That's one way you can get in touch. You can visit the website. You can email. And you can call. This is just too much. It's best to have just one thing and just to keep reiterating that, even in the ad creative as well. Click below to fill out our form, get in touch. Click below to message us, something like that. And just focus on that one thing and not have too many calls to action. And like I said, the ad creative, like it works as a flyer and it is very aesthetic, it does look good, but I don't think this kind of thing that works well on Facebook. Generally, it goes videos and then images that look like the rest of the content that you see on Facebook, something that doesn't scream ad. So something entertaining, something that gives people something to watch, something to look at. And then, they'll see your brand and you'll like spark that idea in their head. That's the whole idea with Facebook ads. That's how they work. All right, I think that's everything for this ad. Now let's look at the next one. And then the one after that, like I said, that's one that I think is an example of a good ad. All right, so this is the next ad. And you can see it looks like their call to action is get quotes, and that's going to take you to a form. And I'll show you their form in a second. Let's look at the ad copy. Thinking about a winter painting project, we can help. Save $100 on any service. So they're leading with the discount and limited time only. So they're leading with urgency as well. Free estimate. I spoke about this in the video again about the best offers. I don't like discount ads. I really don't. I don't think it's good for your brand long term. And if you have other options, other things you can offer, like a free color consultation, or maybe you can focus on your warranty and have that as the offer. Like we have a 2 or 3 year warranty on exteriors, something like that. I think you'd get a much better quality of lead, like the kind of clientele that you actually want, than if you're just trying to discount, because this way you're probably just going to get more, price shoppers than anything else. Let's take a look at their creative. Now, again, it's an image that kind of looks like a flyer. Like I said, it's clearly an ad like the one before it. $100 off any service. And it's got the phone number and the socials. Yeah, I mean, again, by the way, with all of this, I could be wrong. I don't know what's going on their back end inside their Facebook Ads Manager. Maybe this is crushing it. I've had a few images that, by the look of them, you'd think they wouldn't work well, but it turns out they actually do. They bring in a good quality of lead at a good price. But generally, something like this, I would definitely stay away from. An image with a lot of writing on it, like way too much just English, People aren't going to stop and read something like that because, like I said, it immediately just screams ad at you. It's not something that like hooks you in and entertains you first and then pitches to you, which is what you should be trying to achieve with your ads. Let's take a look at their form. And by the way, we don't know if this is connected to a CRM on the back end. It could be. If it is, that's great. That's what you should have. Now this is what the form says. Thanks for your interest in our painting services. Take a moment. What type of project may we assist with? So this is one of their qualifying questions. What type of project? And then full name, number, email, zip code, street address. And I spoke about this before. Personally, I don't like to ask for the address right away. I think it's too big of a commitment. People are just going to be, scared off by that. Because right now they're only like halfway interested. And then ideally, once you get them into your CRM, and your follow-up process is what's going to like basically put them on the spot and have them make a decision. Do I want to go through with this and get an estimate or not? And something like this, it might scare people away, but like I said, you just want to play with that dial. And if you're getting like a bad quality of lead and you're getting too much nonsense, then maybe this is what you need to have to ask for the zip code and the street address. Now, street address, I really can't imagine using this myself. Maybe as like a last resort, but zip code, that should solve your problems. And maybe just ask another question after you ask what type of project. Ask about their timescale. When are you looking to get this completed by? And then you write as the options within 1 month, within the next 2 months, within 3. Then the fourth one is like, I'm flexible, something like that, just so you get an idea. So that's the way I would do that. But overall, I think this is pretty good. Thanks, you're all set. We'll be in touch shortly. Now, I really hope that they are getting in touch shortly and they're not just letting leads go cold. Feel free to call us now. So they've probably got their phone number in there. Yeah, they've got their phone number right here. Office hours. Yeah, so this is good. like I said, if you're having a problem with lead quality, then it does make sense to add some of these qualifying questions some more. But ideally, you'd pair that with a better creative and a better offer. Now, just to show that I'm not all criticism, I did find one example of a good ad, so I'm going to show that to you, and you'll see it's kind of what I've been showing on this channel, the kind of stuff that works on Facebook right now. Alright, so this is the ad. You can see it's running on Facebook and Instagram, and the call to action is get quote, which opens up the form, and we'll take a look at that as well. First, let's take a look at the ad copy. So it's kind of like one of those storytelling ads. People see this and it says, I'm Patrick, and they're like, alright Patrick, like what are you about? And then they'll start reading, and hopefully that'll hook their attention. And if the copy doesn't do it, then the creative definitely will, which I'll show you in a second. I'm Patrick, and when I started my painting company in Staten Island, it wasn't just about painting houses, it was about something deeper. I built this company to be affordable, fast, and always put quality first. If you need help, click the Get Quote button below and we'll send you an estimate. I promise we'll treat your home like it's our own. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Try to do something like this. Now let me show you the creative.
Do you need a quote for repainting your home's cabinets? Press Get Quote below and fill out your name. Tell us a few details about your project so we can send you a free quote today. Our crews work within 40 miles of Staten Island and are fully insured. If you're interested, just tap Get Quote below and fill out the easy form. Do you need a...
Yeah, so that's great. That's really good. Like you saw, they're showing the process of actually painting cabinets. That's the kind of thing people like to see on Facebook. And they've got this AI voice speaking over it. And basically, so if somebody doesn't read the copy, then the creative will tell them what they need to do, what's going on. And I really like that they actually called out their service area. They said we work 40 miles around Staten Island. So that's really good. So if somebody doesn't read the ad copy, then they'll know, and they don't see Staten Island here, then the creative will tell them what they need to know. And again, they just end with a call to action. Click here if you want to get a quote from us. And let me show you their form. They've got multiple versions of the ad. Maybe the creative is a little bit different, maybe the copy is. Anyway, you can see their form here. Fill out the form. Do you own your own home? What painting service are you interested in? Do you have the budget? What city are you located in? And then first name, last name, phone number, email. Yeah, so that's pretty good. It's about 4. Own your own home, painting service, do you have budget, city. So that's 4 qualifying questions before the contact information. Like I said, maybe this is just what they realized that they need to do to get the quality of lead that they want. Maybe they were getting too many low quality leads, and again, I've made a video on that, it'll also be in the description. And they decided to add these qualifying questions so they can kind of filter those out. So this works really well on Facebook right now, and I'd be surprised if these people aren't getting like really good leads and a really good cost per lead as well. Better than the 3 that we saw before. Like I said, I've made full-length videos on this stuff, showing you what kind of creatives to make and what you should look out for, and what to do when you're not happy with the lead quality, and to kind of play around with all these variables until you're getting good results with your Facebook ads. Alright, that's everything I've got for this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And if you need help with this stuff, you want somebody to help you run your own ads, get more estimates, then you can get in touch with me on my website. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.